Good morning, people. It's Richard, the beehiver. Yeah, I'm a beehiver now. I started beekeeping 2019 and, well, had all kinds of trouble. Got lots of honey at first, but then I spent lots of money at first too. And I just saw it come out here. It's a rainy day, so probably won't be getting in the bees today, but Charlie and I, well, we're checking it out. I'll show you. I got something here I wonder about. Look at this thing right here. I'm gonna go here and look in this box because, well, let's see what happened. What happens when you leave stuff out in the yard? Basically, it gets cleaned out by wax moths and stuff. Now, that's not the case necessarily because, let's go over and look at this again. I put these out and let the bees eat them, eat the honey out, and then just left it out here covered up. And these are not near as bad a shape. So I'm wondering, now see what it is. I left these open and I get into them now and then. And these are pretty good. Look at that. And the honey has been taken out of that. That was extracted. But I also have down below, and I think I can show it to you. Get one hand here. Those right there. Now the bees just ate honey out of this, and well, winter came along, and I don't know. It's just been sitting out here all winter, ever since winter. I will put this together later, but let's walk over to the bee yard. So, a few years ago, I started in 2019, I think I told you. And a few years ago, I had a huge loss. Lost about 40 hives out of 45. And ever since then, I've been trying to recover. And at the same time, I'm saying I'm quitting. I'm quitting. Bob Benny says, don't quit. I told my wife, don't let him quit. Well, I have and I haven't, but I'm a beehiver now. So yesterday I went in that big hive right there and it's got 2 supers honey in it. That's about, 70 pounds of honey right there. And the one up above, well, it doesn't have so much, but it's got some. And so earlier this spring, I got a wild hair and I said, I ought to rebuild my hives at least and use some of the equipment I got. So I went and bought some queens. In fact, I bought 10. And because they gave me one that was last year's, they gave me another one when I went back. And got another. So out of that, I've only got 6 queens left. Now that comes to mind, what happened there? Well, bees don't always accept queens. And one of them, actually 2 of them, I think were dead in the cage before they even got out. Now, I put them in there right because I put them upright so that they could climb out if some other bees died, but they did. Apparently they died anyway. So now I've got, let's see, one up there in the back, and 2 and 3 right there, right behind these first ones. There's 3 of them back there, and one there, and one there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that survived. Actually, there's one in that single deep there, 7, and then that one right up there with the lid next to it, it's queenless. So yesterday I took, well, actually 2 or 3 days ago, last week sometime, that bigger one in the back, I took a frame of brood out of there. And well, there wasn't enough bees. So whenever I went back again, I went to this one. I found 10 frames of bees in brood in there. So I took them two out of there, and I shook some more bees into this one right here. And the reason that lid is like that is because there were a bunch of bees from this hive in the lid. So I just leaned it up against that and they crawled into it. So here I am, 82 years old, still messing with the bees. They say once a beekeeper, always a beekeeper. Well, that's pretty much it. Now, I know this yard isn't pretty. Well, it's pretty, but it's got a pretty bunch of weeds in it. And it's just keeping up with bees when you're 80 years old is a challenge. Now, you see these boxes right here. Let's see if I can't zoom out. This box here and these boxes here and the one back there with a pail on top. Well, all of them are just, I leave them out here in the yard. Well, because I might need to have a box to put something in, and so I don't have to go very far to get it. So that said, from a couple years ago, I've got a lot of equipment left. All those 40 hives are gone. And around here, I don't get all my projects done because they're just too much work. But you can see I've got a box here, a couple boxes. I got stuff there. Got lots of lids left over. And up there, I've probably got, 40 supers, honey supers. They're just sitting there waiting for me to have space to put them on. So, and on top of that, down at the food bank in the freezer, I've got, let's see, about 30 deeps in the freezer. Now, when you have 30 deeps in the freezer with honey and, brood chambers, that's all they are, brood chambers. So they're drawn comb, some have honey in them, but they're there in the freezer. So I'm wondering what to do with them because, well, I thought when I first got all these queens, I'd just go ahead and make a few nukes and sell them. Well, now I see the nukes are doing well. The ones that are left, except for that one there, they're doing pretty good. So I'm thinking, well, it's still honey season. Here we are in May. Well, it's not very far from June, but we have all of June and July. So I can get some honey this year. So I'm thinking about throwing on some honey supers with drawn comb, letting them fill them up. And then, if nothing else, if I can't do it by then, well then maybe the sourwood will be coming in and I'll get some sourwood if nothing else. So if I get sourwood from a single deep, if I get one super of sourwood from each of these hives, I'll be doing good because that's cool. That's a valuable stuff. So I think I might do that. I wanted to sell them, and get like $200 each, and then I would be back down to 2 or 3 hives, which where I should be probably if I'm gonna have any bees at all. But a super sourwood, that might bring $100 itself. I'm not sure. Let's see, if it's about 30 pounds of sourwood honey times, say, $12, $15 a pound, you do the math, it might be worth me keep them. And I can still sell the hives later. Well, either that or I can throw some of that honey in the freezer on top and get them through the winter and have a double deeps in spring. Yeah, that's a lot of work. So this is Richard, the Beehive Haver. Yeah, the Beehive Haver. I'm a bee haver. So I just want to throw this out at you and just so let you know that I'm still kicking. And yeah, Bob Benny, I still got bees. Not that I really want them, but hey, does it keep you young? I don't know.